ever just been casually driving down the road and then seen a Vespa scooter and thought, oh, I bet that thing could fight tanks? Well, you might not have thought that, but we're guessing some heavily inebriated French engineer in the 1950s did, because that's the only explanation to the boom scooter, also known as the Vespa 150 Tap. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. We're talking about explosives and scooters, the weird combination you just need. This is it. This is a real thing that someone was paid actual money by a military to make. The world is just so beautiful sometimes. And you know what? It was also made by the French, because sometimes history writes my jokes for me. Let's take a quick minute to explain how this came to be, because of course this wild outcome had to have a pretty wild story. Let's talk about the absolute monstrosity of a gun that's mounted to the side of that scooter. That's an M20 75mm recoilless rifle. And what that's meant to do is hunt tanks. It carries around with it 6 shells on that scooter. Each shell weighs about 22 pounds. It is what's called HEAT, which is high explosive anti-tank shells. This is able to take out tanks, as well as earthen trenches, as well as pillboxes. This thing would just go through whatever you'd set up as a defense. Not only that, it was initially made to be mounted on Jeeps. However, it was also meant to be carried around by soldiers. 2 dudes could just walk around with this mounted on a tripod and start fighting tanks to their heart's content. What? Can you imagine getting tasked with this? Be like, there's your gun. Go find a tank and make it not a tank. But do you want to see what this 113 pounds of pure beauty can do? Here's what it looks like firing.
As new arms are developed, troops must undergo constant training in their use. When a new weapon such as the recoilless rifle comes off the production lines, it's a big job to teach its operation to millions of men.
Well, I don't know about you, but after that, I'm certainly blushing. So they decided to take that monstrosity of an anti-tank weapon and attach it to the second least threatening thing to exist. They attached it to the Vespa 150. The Vespa 150 was actually designed and released in the 50s. It has a single-stroke engine, can go 41 miles an hour, and is not great in weather or like with bumps. It's probably afraid of bugs, and I'm talking mad game, but the least threatening thing, less than the Vespa, the only thing out there, well, that's me. Anyway, so this is the part of the story where the French military commander has too many M20 recoilless rifles and has just noticed that scooters are cute. And he looked another French officer in the face and with a straight face said, "Hey, I want you to take these and attach them to these. It'll be awesome." And no one was fired, and they did it, and here we are today. Here's the thing though, that's not the most ridiculous part, because that guy was in charge of the French Troop Aéroport, also known as the French Paratroopers. That's what the TAP on Vespa 150 TAP stands for. This is made to be dropped into hot zones. And it's not a one-man crew, meaning that they would drop in Vespas with 2 dudes, and someone had to sit there holding on to the back of them, just riding
bitch seat
through a war zone. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, this had to be the greatest psychological warfare when they're fighting anyone ever. Because you're not gonna win with that level of crazy. Now, not a lot is known about the actual military efficacy of this weapon. What we do know is that only around 600 of them were made, but we do know that they were deployed, which is crazy. They also came in jungle camo and tan camo for the deserts, meaning they were expecting to see a lot of action. The best part, though, hands down, is it's meant to be taken off and sat down and then fired. But it doesn't have to. So that means that hopefully at some point they were just boot scooting boogieing and someone had to see a tank and be like, "Hit him, Gary!" And they did. After doing this video and research, I can tell you dying by Vespa boom scooter counts in my top 3 of worst ways to die. First would be sneaking through a lion enclosure and accidentally farting so loud that they wake up. And then 2 would be being allergic to peanuts and being trapped in a Reese's facility with 2 options. Or 3, getting boom scooted. On your way out, check out what it looks like being ridden today in all of its beautiful Vespa glory. Thanks so much for checking out Yesterday Today and learning about the boom scooter, or the bazooka scooter, or its official name, the Vespa 150 Tap, which, fun fact, are actually for sale today. Unfortunately, they're running for around $28,000, and let me tell you, I have never hoped a video has taken off more just so that I can make the dumbest purchase of my life. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you later. Thanks so much for watching Yesterday Today. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe and stick around or go check out some more of our videos.